Hi, I'm Raphael Leah.
And I'm John Jackson, and welcome to the Man Cave.
Today we're going to be discussing news from around the leagues, as well as Chip Kelly getting fired yesterday.
First on our agenda today, we have some baseball news. Not a lot of news, but there are a lot of free agents left over. Usually at this point in the time of the year of the baseball offseason, these players are signed, and there's actually a lot of them left over. Just some of the big names, we have Yoenis Cespedes, Justin Upton, we have Chris Davis, Alex Gordon, just to name a few names, but there's a lot left over. However, Cespedes, it does look like he may be signed soon. The Orioles and the White Sox seem to be big players for Cespedes, but we'll stay tuned for that to see where he ends up on this offseason.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where all these players go as the offseason progresses. On to the NHL, we had a big game yesterday as the Montreal Canadiens took on the Florida Panthers in a clash of the two top division leaders in the Atlantic Division. Now, the Montreal Canadiens came into the game 2 points ahead of the Panthers, but the Panthers won that game 3-1, and that was actually their 7th straight win, and now they're on top of the tight Atlantic Division. We're going to move on to the NBA now.
So with the NBA, John Wall showed frustration with the All-Star voting. Right now, Kyrie Irving of the Cavaliers, he's in second place among all guards. He's only played 3 games, so it's very surprising. Also, Kobe Bryant leads all voting with subpar play, but that's a little bit less surprising since this is his last season of such a great career.
Understandable.
Yeah, almost like when Derek Jeter got voted in with subpar play with his last year in baseball. So we understand that. Yeah. However, Kyrie Irving, that's a little bit different. John Wall's pretty much saying it's more of a popularity contest. Although he did say that Kyrie Irving, if healthy, would have earned this spot anyway. But John Wall is pretty frustrated with that since he's in the 5th among guards, although he did play pretty bad to start out the season.
Mm-hmm. Now, as we go to the NFL, we're approaching Week 17, the final week of regular season play. And what a show we had in Week 16.
Oh, yeah.
We'll discuss that more tomorrow on our New York show as our Jets beat the Patriots. But we'll go on to say that right now the playoff picture is very interesting in both the AFC and the NFC. But one major team that we're going to talk about is the Denver Broncos, who right now have a 2nd seed in the playoffs, but could just as easily have a 6th seed.
Yeah.
That's very crazy.
Pretty amazing.
That's very amazing. They could have a bye, or they could be the last seed in the playoffs.
Yes.
It's incredible. As well, we also have Chip Kelly. The news that he was fired was released yesterday. This coming before the Eagles' last game. So, what do you think about that?
It's kind of surprising when you think about it, but not really. Chip Kelly just tore that team apart in 1 year. It's so good the first 2 years.
Yeah.
So good. He's a great coach, but what he was doing was just crazy with the team, giving, LaShawn McCoy away and everything like that. Some of the trades he did, some of the signings he did, trading Nick Foles for Sam Bradford. It's kind of just confusing why he would do some of those things.
Yeah, I mean, they were big moves, and if they would have panned out, he would have been looked at in a much different light.
Definitely.
But when you take those kinds of risks, they're going to have to pay off, or else you're going to be looked at.
Yeah.
And he knew that, and he knew that if it didn't work, this was going to happen, and it did. There are plenty of college teams looking at him, including Miami and USC, so that's going to be interesting to see where he goes.
Yeah, he's a great coach when you look down at it. His record and everything like that. I think he'll fit very well in the college scheme of things. However, he was also fired, they were saying, because he wouldn't give his power up, because he wants not just to be a coach, he also wants to make the decisions on trades and signings and things like that, so he really wanted a lot of power.
Yeah, 26-21 was his record through 3 seasons with the Eagles. The Eagles will go play the Giants on Sunday. And they have Pat Shurmur, their offensive coordinator, will be their interim coach for that game. That's all for this show.
Yeah.
Tune in for tomorrow. We're going to have New York sports. I'm Raphael Leah.
And I'm John Jackson. And this has been the Man Cave.